Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Teresa, and today is going to be a Margaret Miller challenge, collage challenge. So the 2024 CW15, week 15 challenge. Now, one of the things that I had said previously is that I've decided that I'm just going to do one side, and then I will have these to be available as journal cards or pockets or whatever. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my scraps out, and I'm just going to cover the whole area on the outside. So just grab pieces and go for it. This will help me to get rid of my scraps. Yesterday I started looking at this scrap bag that I have and realizing that it really is getting too full. I did some master boards as a result of that, and I've already cut up some journal cards out of a couple of those master boards. Ended up using some of my substrates out of my workbox, and just have kind of been doing different things. Boy, I love both those sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear this in half and do, this is sticky. I think I can get one glue out of it though. So, hope everybody is doing well. I would love to hear in the comments how you're doing. Tell me what's going on with your life. With my life, the move to the new fifth wheeler, it's about not quite 40-foot fifth wheeler. That move has been going well. Costing a bit of money because there were a couple things that were in bad shape when we got it. One was the black tank, which we had to get that basically blown out, pressure wash, blown out. Found a good, you know, the key to your success though is to be able to find a good let's see, I didn't think about this. So I'm going to bring this down. A good vendor, good maintenance person. So we found a good one there. Prior to that, had to get the air conditioning in the garage area fixed because otherwise I would roast. And first there seemed to be a problem with that. The guy came back, put in another fan, and it started to act like it was going to have the problem again. But what we did was, so the place that the spot that we were put in was a 30 amp spot. Our old trailer was went to 30 amp. This one is 50 amp, and it has three air conditioners, one in the bedroom, one in the living room, and one in the garage. Well, kept blowing a fuse, and we thought we would be okay with just like running maybe 2 air conditioners or just one, and it seemed to be okay, but then ended up with problems. So my husband went and bought a 50 amp extension cord, and the owner of this RV park gave him permission to run the extension cord down to excuse me, down to another, so we're going to go right there, another plug-in, I guess you would say. And then we're gonna go like right about there. And so far it's been going well. My husband may not know everything, but he's like a dog with a bone when something's not going right, and he stays with it tenaciously until whatever the problem is gets resolved. I'm just going to tear that there. So that's a good thing. I was busy today looking up places that will stay because we're not going home to Idaho right away. We're going to do a client trip. So I'm going to visit clients in Colorado and a client in Maryland. And I bought a Harvest Host boondocking subscription today. And I think I'm really going to get my money's worth out of it. It was like $148. And I've already got one 5-day stay planned. The host hasn't approved it yet. But so when you go to stay there, it's free because it's part of your subscription. Now, he sells electricity while you're there, so it'll cost us $10 a night for electricity, which is $50, but it's worth it. And you know, so if that was the only stop, the only visit that I was, what I want to say, the only use I was going to get out of the subscription is that one stop, then it wouldn't quite be worth it, but that's not the only one. The subscription is good for a year, and I have lots of plans for trying to use it during that year time. Okay, so I am going to, well, that's not going to be long enough. Okay, fine, I won't put it all the way up then. What else? So, working on figuring out places to stay from Yuma, Arizona to Colorado Springs, Colorado, and then from there to Columbia, Maryland. And then back to Idaho. Oh, and we got our permanent, well, not permanent spot, our winter spot for Idaho, and that's going to be in Caldwell. We got a reservation for that, so that was a big deal. And we're going to stay there until the 5th of November because we want to vote before we leave. Don't want to miss the vote. Okay, I don't know why I was looking in the wrong box there. This is too small to keep. Maybe not. Yeah, let's do a little bit of that. Put that to there. See if we can get away with at least one more glue on the glue paper. It's getting very sticky. Alright, now I've got a base covered. So now I'm going to get started on the Now, if I'd planned this out ahead of time, I maybe could have tried to find some papers for this step of it here. So let's see, a repeating pattern found in nature, you know, I probably could have found something though. Ledger paper, I've got some of that here. Part of a product manual or instruction guide. See, now I could have taken something like that and put that there. Thread or a piece of fabric, a quote, something stenciled. All right, so let's go ahead and start filling things in. I had something for my Cricut, was it? No, for the cinch. So I've got a instruction guide right here. And I've already even done some stuff to it. So I'll just take this piece, maybe, and then I need a tear roller. I'm going to take this little piece that I doodled on. Oh, excuse me. I am going to try and find a microphone that I can use for when I'm doing videos because of the air conditioning. I realize it's loud, but it's also very important to my comfort. So there's that. And we'll go ahead and put that cute little piece right up there. Forgot to check the weather in Colorado, but the weather in Maryland appears that it will be, I did one of those extended looks at the weather, and it sounds like it's going to be in the low 70s while we're in Maryland, which is good because the place that we're going to boondock at is and it's not full-fledged boondock, but pretty much boondock, because they're going to have electricity, but it's only 30 amps. So it'll be good that the weather is not going to be real hot. Indeed. Okay, I'm just trying to move things out of my way. Now we need a repeating pattern found in nature. A repeating pattern, which, you know, grass is kind of like a repeating pattern. Leaves on a tree is like a repeating pattern. I mean, other than that, I guess I don't really know what a repeating pattern found in nature is. So a pine cone in itself, I would say, is a repeating pattern. At least we're going to go with that. So I'm just going to tear out this one little piece here. And I'm going to put that right there. Yep, that's where I'm going to put that. I did not plan this one out ahead of time. I usually do, simply because I'm afraid that the video is going to be too long. too boring if I don't, but I decided to, well, that's a phooey. I didn't want to cover up that whole piece, but that's how it worked out. Okay. Now, ledger paper. So now's my chance to show you my really cool ledger paper that I just got. I think I already did, but this, yeah, trying to put this book in where y'all can see it reminds me that I did already show this paper, this book. So this is definitely ledger paper. See if I can do this without hitting the camera. Not really. But I don't know that I want to tear into a whole piece of paper just for this type of exercise. Instead, I'm going to see, I don't think I have any in here. Just going to look real quick. Oh, here we go. Here's a piece of ledger paper. And that's going to go right here at the bottom. Now, I don't usually ink, but I'm going to for this just to bring out the edges. Here's a funny story. Last night, my husband and I were laying in bed watching TV, and I heard a noise, and it sounded like it was in the trailer. And so I was like, turn the volume down. So by that time he had heard it too, and we listened, and it took a while to listen and hear it again, and then we heard it again. And so my husband got up and grabbed the shotgun out of the closet and went looking to see what was going on. Well, he looked around, he went outside and looked, didn't find anything, and pretty much decided it was probably like a squirrel. So we're watching TV, and I heard it one other time, and he was like, oh, it's a squirrel. Then I'm hearing it again, and all of a sudden it occurred to me, I think it's in, because I did think it was kind of in the bathroom. At first I thought, well, kind of, is that the toilet? Why would the toilet make that noise? So I went into the bathroom, and I stood there for a little bit and listened and waited and listened. I had put the fan up in the bathroom to try and get some breeze into the bedroom, because it wasn't hot enough to turn the air conditioning on, but it was just a little more uncomfortable for me. And sure enough, it was the wind blowing that plastic top that, you know, you roll down on a trailer and it closes. That's what it was all along. Got the shotgun out for nothing. Yes, we are a very pro-gun family. We're both military vets. My expertise in the military was weapons. So we are a very pro-gun family. A part of, okay, I did that. Ledger paper, just did that. Thread or a piece of fabric. Yes, definitely going to do a piece of fabric. I have a little loose piece here that I thought I might use because it's very pretty. It's a very pretty piece. So we could just bring that up like that. That would be very pretty. I think I'll use this part of it though. Yesterday, a little squeaky sound started outside, and I have no idea where that is. It doesn't stay constant, but it stays constant enough to drive me nuts, which is a very short trip, but that's another story. Well, the air conditioning stopped, but I don't think it was supposed to have stopped that long. Hopefully there's not something wrong. My poor husband. I'm always telling him, hey, this is going on. Hey, this is leaking. He's retired. My job is being a full-time bookkeeper. His job is being a full-time trailer maintenance person. Next is a quote and then something stenciled. So I'm going to skip over quote and go to something stenciled. Let me grab a stencil. Use one of my new Tim Holtz stencils. Let's use this one. And then we've got my Stampin' Up! Ink, pecan pie. There we go. That's cute. There's the stenciling. Now a quote. Oh my God, I'm trying to think fast where I can find a quote real fast. You know, this particular need comes up once in a while for quotes, and maybe I need to get a little quote book to have handy for a fast quote once in a while. Thinking. Thinking the Language of Love book that I have would have a quote. But that's all put off to the side. Washi tape. I have some washi tape, which I need to go to where stickers are. Put that in here. And it has a quote. Yep, stickers. Okay. This is going to be kind of crowded here. So yes, there are quotes here. Let's see. This. It's more just like script in the background. Yeah, it's getting warm in here, so I can tell that it's just plain the air conditioning. Okay, this is a quote. I don't know what kind of quote, but it's a quote. I don't think I gave you an update on the chickens. The chickens are doing well. They appear to be. Jeff was gonna go check on the brooding chicken that has eggs right behind the trailer, but he hasn't given me an update on that. I am going to go outside, and you know what? These stickers aren't usually that difficult to separate. I have glue stick all over my fingers. Ugh. Struggle. Oh, there goes the air conditioning. Hallelujah. Okay, now we're going to put this right here at a jaunty angle. There we go. So now we have a repeating pattern found in nature, pine cones, ledger paper, a part of a product manual right there that's been all doodled. That's my cinch product manual. Piece of fabric, a quote, and something stenciled which you can see right all along there. Very good. This is done. So then we're just going to take this and we're going to staple this right here. I'm not really going to care about these quotes after this is all said and done, because like I said, I'm going to turn these into journal cards. So we're on week 15. Oh no, I got 2 pieces of paper. Well, I will fix that off camera. Then I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll have 5 more. And how much? What is this? 52 weeks? Yeah, 52. So I'll be able to go 20 with these. So then I'll need 32 more. That's all right. I'll either cut more and put them on the spring, or I'll just do another one of these, and that'll be fine. So that is it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope that I was able to do something that was inspiring. The whole purpose of this particular challenge is to practice collaging and coming up with some different ideas for collaging, being driven by prompts. And also, you know, we don't just use prompts for the Margaret Miller challenge, but prompts are used in Junk Journal January and this Ephemerember and different challenges like that. So it's good to practice using prompts, and prompts can be very helpful for you in your journal making progress. Not progress, but your journal making journey. And so you might even be writing these prompts down maybe as you see them to use when you're doing journals or creating journals. Lots of different good reasons to practice with prompts, and then of course to practice with collage. But one last thing I wanted to talk about before I leave is I did work through the old documents that I got at the flea market the other day, and I did take them out of their protectors. This one I did fold up, and it's ready to be used as vintage ephemera in a journal. Now, I'm considering putting this in a tall journal. I will make sure that when I make the journal that it's tall enough to accommodate this old document. And this old document will go in a side tuck or a pocket or a belly band or something like that in that journal. In fact, I already have a tall journal that I just might put this into. That tall journal is actually for sale on my coffee shop, in my coffee shop. I have troubles with my prepositions and the right way to use them sometimes. There's that. Then this is the document that was really, really brittle and fragile. This one I took and I tore it into some healthy size squares. And then I took them, one I actually used on, in my journal. Let me rabbit trail over to that real quick. I got to the point where I am really starting to use this journal, and I will probably be doing some videos on that. I didn't have my camera set up right, so I've probably been off camera quite a bit for this. This one was my first. It was just kind of like an experimentation, but I absolutely love the cover on this one, so I have to use it for myself. Today, I built a little index system. I already had this page, this pocket here, and I built an index with my old ledger paper. So I started numbering it, and on the other side I started writing it down, like on page 25 is when April starts, and I talked about my travel plans, and I watched the Darcy Top 5 YouTube video, and then on day 26, well, not day 26, on page 26 it talks about how on 4/3 is Jeff's birthday. Just some of the stuff I'm writing down historically, because of course we're way past 4/3, but it's good to index your journaling, because then you can more easily go back and find notes on things that were important to you at a certain time. And it's good to go back and look at the year before as to what things were important to you in, say, year 23. And then for this, it will be for what things were important to me for year 2024. I didn't get started right out of the gates, but that's okay. You can't let procrastination points like that hold you back, because once you get started, you may go like gangbusters for the rest of the year and the year after and that sort of thing. I took some more of the ledger page papers and I tore them to size, and I made a belly band here with some not old, but with some fabric that I grunged up, and then just folded these up, and they're sitting here nicely. And I started using this, and I just love the feel of it. I love anything. This is bumpy. This is gritty bumpy. This is bumpy from glue on these pages that got bumpy from being glued together. But I just love all of this. I wrote on a page today, and it felt really good to write on it. And so I had a note on my desk for the RV guy who fleshed out our tank. So I put his contact information right there, because even if I'm never going to be in Arizona again, if I'm on like an RV living Facebook page or something and somebody says, gosh, I'm in Yuma, Arizona, and I sure do wish I knew a reputable vendor for fleshing the black tank out, I've got that information right here. And so when I was creating the language of flowers, or when I'm still prepping to create, actually I'm more past prepping and I'm more towards creating for the language of flowers journal. And one of my notes was that I wanted the pages to be about 5 1/4 by 8 inches. And then I just wrote doodled on here, and the ink got real heavy and bled through, but that's okay. This is a junk journal. Those kind of things are fun in this, because there are no rules for junk journaling. And then I just put a note today that I started this, start to actively use this journal is what I put. And then I put no rules up here, and it's just paper down here. So I'm really enjoying what I did with this months ago. Sorry, I have a tickle. So that's a good time to wrap it up before I cough too much. I need to go get a drink. But thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you if you're a subscriber of my channel. Thank you if you're a watcher of my channel. And I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.